Good morning, guys. So today I'm going to kind of do a little introduction of what we'll be doing this week with our reading lesson. So I wanted to focus on a book that I know we've read several times, but I'll include a link for you guys to look back on if you have forgotten. Weekend with Wendell, that's one we've touched on quite a bit. So we're going to be focusing on this week. What's the main event in that story? So what's the biggest thing that happened? So you have to think not just like an event, like he came to her house or they played doctor. You have to think what's the biggest thing that happened that had like the biggest reaction from people when you read it. So in our book, the main event with Weekend and Wendell was whenever they were playing outside and they were playing with the hose and they finally became friends. So here's how you're going to be doing your responses this week. So you're going to be telling me what's the main event of the story you read and then why that main event is important to the story. Okay? So here's my example one I made. Okay? So I'll get to where you guys can see it. So it says the most important event in Weekend with Wendell is when they play firefighters. So that's what they were playing outside. Now this next part that I wrote, that's you telling me why that event's important, okay? So the reason that event was so important is because it finally changed their friendship. Okay, so I wrote this event. Let me get to where I can see it. I'm sorry. This event is the most important because Wendell began to play fairly, and they finally became friends. So that was the time whenever their friendship changed, and they also noticed that Wendell finally was playing fairly with her because prior to that, he was always going to do the fun roles with whatever they were playing, and she didn't really get to do all the fun stuff. So what you'll be focusing on, what's the main event, so the biggest thing that happened that gave you the biggest shock factor, biggest reaction out of your story, then why is that important? Okay, you can always write more than this. I know I got some friends who love to write, so if you want to add more, make sure it's answering the question, but you can always add more if you want to tell me why that event's so important, okay? So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you have a great day.